Welcome back to Red Brook Honey in Scarborough, Maine. It is Saturday, December 4th, 2010, and what we've done today is package up our 5-frame nucleus colonies for the winter. On this hive stand here we had 6 5-frame nucleus colonies made up from a couple of swarms and swarm cells that we find. You take the swarm cells out, put them in a small hive, hatch, mate the queen, and then the queen raises a small colony over the summer. We do that in late June, and now it is early December. So from late June until today, these colonies, these are 4 of them here. There are 4 5-frame colonies, and they were on that stand there to the right, and then the other 2 are in a double frame. And down there you'll see a colony that it looks like it's 3 deeps high. The 2 frames, the 2 5-colony frames that are in one 10-frame box are on top of that one. That's the subject of another video. But what we're doing here is I've taken the 4 colonies. What you're looking at are 4 5-frame colonies, queen in every one of them. They've been working as a 5-frame colony since the end of June, and the purpose is to overwinter them so that in the spring I have a queen that has lived with all of her daughters and her sons that are coming in the spring. And what I've done is I've stacked them 4 high, and the most ideal way is to have a screen bottom board on all of them and have them open to a screen on the top of a 20-frame colony. But we're trying an experiment here with 4 of them ganged together so that they're insulated by one another and against the wind, and they're oriented here towards the south, towards the sun. So you got the 2 bottom colonies enter in the front, and there's a opening underneath for air to come into those 2 bottom colonies. The 2 colonies on the top enter from the side, and you'll see a small opening right there. That is the entrance for the top left colony. It's the entrance and the air out. And then for the top right colony, as you can see, the bee orienting to this position here, but the top right entry is just to the left of that strap. The strap holds them all together, and the outer cover isn't quite big enough when you take 4 5-frame nucleuses like this. So the outer cover is just there to keep the snow off, keep the rain off. The duct tape is just to protect from water getting inside in between them. And so what we do here is we have these slide out trays, as you can see, and you can see that I know that the cluster of this colony is in the front, is over here on this side and towards the front. And what I do is periodically slide these out so that I can view them to see how we're doing. And what I'll do is I'll clean this one off. Fancy clean out process here. I'll clean this off and I'll slide it in. What there are screen bottom boards on all of my colonies, and the screen bottom boards allow the mites to drop down through. And so what I can see on this one, you can see I haven't cleaned this one out very recently, but I'm going to clean it now so I have a reference point. And those are the wax cappings of the bee activity, and this one has been in here for probably a couple of months. And I clean it off and put it back in. And so what I can do is I can come in a week from now and see activity. I can come 2 weeks from now, see activity. There are 2 of them on the bottom ones. I've just got to reach in with a hive tool to pull it out. There are 2 down here. This is just a temporary fix. That's been in there for months. That's just holding open. This is where they were. Normally this is where the bees were coming and going. And what I've done is change the location. And changing the location of where they're coming and going also causes them to reorient to this new position, because they were over there on that board. They're now over here facing the sun. So wish these girls the best. 4 queens, 4 vibrant 5-frame colonies, and we're hoping that they're going to enjoy the sunshine and overwinter successfully. Another installment from Red Brook Honey and Scott.